Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and into my home. So are you ready for some super motivating spring cleaning? Well, you're going to get that here today. The majority of everything that's in this dining room will be coming out so that I can give it a deep clean, shine, and redecorate. You're going to be left motivated to jump into one of your long overdue spaces and tackle that once a year spring cleaning. So before Michael heads off to work, I'm going to have him help me move this table out of here. I want to get the rug out from underneath the table. It's seen better days, and I'm going to put something else here. So Michael's waiting for me. We're going to get this table moved. That way he can head out the door. And trust me, this is a very heavy table, and it's not one that you want to push to move. You want to lift it and move it because you do not want to mess up the legs of the table. So anyways, Michael's going to help me move this, and then I will tackle the rest of this dining room. Okay, so like with every other deep clean that I do in my home, I'm pulling out my Docapole. We're going to be working from the ceiling, working down to the floor. All I'm going to do is just use this soft chenille. It's like a finger-like cloth. And I like to rub it right across the edges of my room, the corners. I also get my vents, lights, things like that. Although this hanging light, I'm going to use something completely different. We are going to be changing out that light for something new. It's taken me a while to figure out what I want in here, and I think that I finally found it. So soon I'll be ordering that. And so anyways, we're using the Docapole. We are going to get down all of those cobwebs. I know that you think that your house doesn't have it, but trust me, it has it. Look at here, right here in this corner of my window, I've got cobwebs, okay? You want to get those cobwebs down. I like to do this every 6 weeks when I'm in here. When I'm in this zone, I will go and I will use my duster. This is the Swiffer duster, and I pull down all the cobwebs from within the windows, the corners that are down low, down on my baseboards. That's what I like to use the Swiffer duster for. I also dust my furniture with it. I give it its first dusting with a dry duster like this. Then I'll go back in with a wet cloth and a cleanser, and we will clean the furniture, clean the tops of the window seals, things like that. So anyways, I'm going to continue to move everything out. The only thing that does not get moved out of this room is that large buffet. I have all of my Christmas china underneath there, and it would be a headache to pick that up and move it and all the things. I don't think it needs to be done. It's opened up at the bottom, so I'm able to clean underneath it, able to get the baseboards, by reaching behind it, things like that. So I don't think that it needs to be moved, at least not this time. I'm just going to go ahead and clean around it. Everything else, though, needs to come out. So as you can see, I've pulled out my handy dandy Bissell Zing, and I'm in here vacuuming up the tracks of my windows. I definitely do this once a year during spring cleaning, but sometimes I'll do it even more than that, 2 or 3 times a year. When I get into this area, when I'm zone cleaning in this area, if I look in there and it needs to be vacuumed, it's no biggie to use my Bissell Zing and just to get this quickly vacuumed out. And as you heard, I had some squeaky windows. So I'm going to go ahead and use this dry film lubricant, and I'm going to spray the tracks. I definitely do this more than once a year because those things get very squeaky. We have the pool out there, and the kids like to splash water up on the windows. So I like to do this more than once a year. I would say about 3 times a year. Once you lift and lower the window several times, if it continues to squeak or be hard to pull up or slide down, go ahead and just give it another little spritz of the oil. That way it runs nice and smooth up and down when you do that. So this is very good maintenance for your windows. You want them to be able to go up and down nice and easily. You don't want them to get corroded. This is just maintenance cleaning to me, and it's super important to do if you want to hold on to the integrity of your windows.
Headlights on the highway. If you only knew, being back here always makes me think of you. When the world is sleeping, do you think of me? With the road it's coming back again, coming back to me. I remember the long drives, the late nights in your car. I remember it all. Windows down, empty streets, you were all I used to know. You and I, forever ago. And you used to drive me home. Now I drive alone.
Okay, to clean my windows today, I'm going to be using eCloth's Window Shining Kit, I think is what it's called. It comes in two like this, so you have this waffled one. And this is what you actually clean the windows with. It gets it nice and wet. Okay, you're going to do your cleaning with this. Okay, then you're going to use a shining cloth that comes with this, and that's what shines and polishes it all up. Okay, you do see I have a green one. Typically, it will come with the same color. So you'll have the same color cloth, cleaning cloth with the same color shining cloth, but I have several of these, so I just happened to pick up the green one. But anyway, so the green one is when I'm actually shining, the orange one is when I'm cleaning. So if you're on the hunt for non-toxic cleaning supplies, you can't get any better than cleaning with just water, right? So eCloth has made that possible. They also have several different products, which is including this window system. They have the granite and stone. They have the stainless steel. They have the high performance dusting cloth. They also have that deep cleaning mop that you occasionally see me using on camera. With each of these systems, you're only using water and their fabulous microfiber cloth. Now I'm going to go ahead and link a few of my favorites down in the description. There's going to be a couple in there that I want to get as well.
Forever, forever, forever ago. This town's so quiet, this time of year, with the road ahead's coming back again, coming back to me. Long drives, the late nights in your car. I remember it all. Windows down, empty streets, you were all I used to know. You and I, forever ago.
I have some big plans for those windows that are above the buffet. And I'm going to tell you what those plans are here in a little bit. But I also want you guys to let me know what you think of those plans. Now soon I'm going to be moving this cat tree closer to this window. That way they can sit on the cat tree, they can look out, and it won't be too close to my curtains because I do worry about them climbing on my curtains. So speaking of curtains, I'm going to use the Tide's antibacterial fabric spray. This smells really, really good, and I'm going to go ahead and spray my curtains.
Drive me home. No, I'll drive
day, like a tidal wave, a hurricane, like a thunderstorm, the pouring rain. It comes rolling in, and right away, oh, it hits you like a ton of lead. Oh yeah, it'll mess with your head. You won't know where to begin.
All right, so I'm switching the nozzle on my Zing, and I'm using this soft horsehair. This comes separate from the Zing. I will link it down in the description box. I use this so that way it does not scratch up any of my wood. I'm going to get up here in the windowsill. I'll clean that, and then I'm also going to clean down at the baseboards. Then I'll get up in those windows and give them a clean. Now, the outside of the windows do need to be clean, but that's going to be done when I do my outside spring cleaning, which is soon. I'll get out there with my pressure washer, get everything pressure washed down. As you can see, we live on a green belt. Behind that fence is a lake. So we get a lot of dirt and dust that gets blown up into our yard or up onto our windows, things like that, because it's all open back there. So I do have to get out there at least twice a year and do a little pressure washing. Even if it's not the strong pressure wash, it's just the one that's rinsing it down. I will do that because I don't like use the pressure washer on my paint or anything like that, because that would ruin your paint. So you want to be careful what you're doing. But anyways, I'm going to be using the pressure washer machine because I do like to have the high pressure. It's just not going to be the turbo. You get what I mean. So I will be getting on the outside of these windows soon. I will be filming that. I think Michael and I will be starting it this weekend because we're going to start by taking some of the water out of the pool, and we're going to pressure wash around where the tile is because it's got a buildup on there of calcium and things like that. So we want to get that cleaned up, then refill the pool. We also want to do a deep clean of our grill. So I've already bought the products for that. We're going to get out there and we're going to clean that grill. Then I will be pressure washing the whole rest of the house, front, back, courtyard, the whole thing, and I will put that into a video for you.
You can't keep up, you fall behind. You lost your aim, can't clear your mind. Like a fire burning wild, a freight train you can't stop. Like a nightmare, but this time you don't wanna wake up. It pulls you in, it takes over. You just can't let go of the worst, best thing that's ever happened to you. No, it can't be true. Maybe for someone else, but not for you. Still you pray that it'll stay and hit you harder, don't go away. Hit you deeper, burning through your veins for one more day.
Okay, so I'm pulling out my very compact, very easy to use Joy Moop mop. That's hard to say. Anyways, I love this mop because it is so compact and so easy to use. One section, you put a little bit of hot water. It has a fill line. Hot water, soap of choice. Okay, I think I used OxyClean powder cleaner and I put it in there. Okay, on the other side, it will wring it out. So as many times as you put it into the other side, it will wring out the water from your mop. I see a lot of people use it on their wood floors because you can make it where it's just a very, very damp wash. Okay, or you can also do your walls with it. I can't do mine because I have flat paint, so I wouldn't put this up on my walls. It's just not going to work really well. But if you have a sheen on your walls, you can use this Joy Moop, that's how you say it, easily on your walls. I will also link this system down in the description box for you.
You lost your aim, can clear your mind. Like a fire burning wild, a freight train you can't stop. Like a nightmare, but this time you don't wanna wake up. Pulls you in, it takes over, you just can't let go of the worst best thing.
Okay, so it's time for me to vacuum my dining room chairs. I'm also going to wipe down the wood. But before I do this, I want to switch out the filter of my Dyson. These things get really dirty. Now I have an extra one, so that way I can just immediately put another one in there. If not, you're going to have to wash that, and then you're going to have to wait for it to dry. And that's going to take a good while, at least 24 hours for that to dry. So I like to buy a second one. That way I can immediately go ahead and use it while the other one is drying. Now I'm also going to add this attachment. This is really good for cleaning small areas or cleaning your upholstery and things like that.
That it'll stay and hit you harder, don't go away. Hit you deeper, burning through your veins for one more day. Can't keep up, you fall behind. You lost your aim, can clear your mind. Like a fire burning wild, a freight train you can't stop. Like a nightmare, but this time you don't wanna wake up. Pulls you in, it takes over, you just can't let go of the worst best thing. Well, that's ever happened to you. You can't keep up, you fall behind. You lost your aim, can clear your mind. Like a fire burning wild, a freight train you can't stop. Like a nightmare, but this time you don't wanna wake up. Like a fire burning wild, a freight train you can't stop. Like a nightmare, but this time you don't wanna wake up. It pulls you in, it takes over, you just can't let go of the worst best thing that's ever happened to you. Oh, the worst best thing ever happened to you.
So one of my spring cleaning tasks that I'm doing as I go through each one of these zones is I clean the grout. This right here is the best grout cleaner that I have found on the market, okay? Anyways, over to the left side of the screen, that grout is nice and clean because it's always had a rug there. This grout, this is right where everybody walks, and it gets dirty, and you can definitely tell that it does not match up with the grout that was underneath the carpet. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and then I will use my scrub brush. This fits perfectly in the grout lines. That's what this brush was made for, was for grout. So use that and give it a nice, good scrubbing. Then I allow it to sit for just a little bit, and then I'll go and I wipe it down. If you need a second round, don't be alarmed if you need a second round. Put it that way, depending on how bad the grout is. I know in my kitchen, which is what I'm going to be doing this week, is spring cleaning my kitchen. That grout has gotten very bad because Michael and I are on the carnivore diet, and that grease gets everywhere. I don't care if you keep a little grease screen over your pan. the grease just flies in the air, and it is everywhere, guys. So my grout definitely needs to be done right around the stove and the oven, and even around by the sink. All that needs to be cleaned, and we'll be doing that in my next video. But anyways, so if you need to do a second time, don't worry about it. Now, eventually you need to go ahead and seal the grout. The grout has, my grout, apparently they say it has been sealed, okay? I really don't believe that, because there's areas of my grout that I have resealed after I've cleaned it, and it does not appear that it has ever been sealed. So occasionally I will go back and I will reseal the grout. That is important to do. Just because you've had it done once does not mean it stays. All right. You're going to have to go back in there and reseal it. Mine is going to need to be resealed. If it was resealed, I wouldn't have to clean it as often. So eventually I will get to that. But today is the day that I'm deep cleaning it. So let's start one step at a time. We're deep cleaning. You see that I'm using my Joy Mop. This is to clean it all up, get all the cleaner off of the floor, and you also want to be sure that you get it off your baseboard. And if you've put any up on the wood of your cabinet, you want to be sure that you get that off as well. Okay, so now I'm bringing in the rug. This rug used to be in my living room, so you're going to recognize it if you've been with me for a while. This is the rug that I had in my living room. I did get a new one for the living room. As soon as all the wrinkles come out of it, I will be showing it to you guys, so probably next video I'll be able to show it to you guys. But I love this rug, but remember, it's the one that I have to vacuum all the time, right? This is the one that pet fur likes to stick to. So I think it'll be better here in the dining room than it is in my living room, because the pets like to stay in the living room. And if they're not in the living room, they like to be on this cat tree. So, and Olive Grace, our dog, she likes to be with us all the time. So she's not typically here in the dining room unless we're eating. And then, of course, she's begging, right? Do you have a dog that begs constantly at the table? Oh, well, that's Olive Grace. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this a good vacuum. When Michael comes home, he is going to help me move the table back in. And there's going to be a second day to this because it's getting dark outside. The sun is going down right through those windows. It gets nice and bright right before the sun goes down. And I'm kind of tired today. So I'm going to move in the table, put the chairs around it, bring the plants back in, and then we will have day 2.
The dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life back. We can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
Okay, friends, so now we're on day 2. I have a little bit more cleaning to do in here, and then we can go ahead and set the table. All right, let's get busy. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the Pledge cleaner. I don't typically use this very often. I usually just clean the top of this table, but the table's really looking rough. And even yesterday when Michael brought it in with me, he's like, is there anything we can do with the top of this table? It's just got some marks on it that they look oily, and then the others look really dry. And I'm like, I'll see what I can do. Let's see if the Pledge works. Well, once it sits here, I'm just like, no, this is not working. So once I continue cleaning the table, I'm going to get under the table. I need to clean underneath here because this is where everybody puts their feet. The cats like to sit here, all the things. I think even the grandkids might come under here and do their Legos on here, maybe play Play-Doh. I don't know, all the things right here on this little part. So anyways, I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then I'm going to pull out the big dogs. And what I mean by that is I'm going to pull out the wax and feed that I use on my kitchen cabinets. You've seen me use it before. Fabulous stuff. And we'll see if it helps to restore the top of this table.
I wanna be. No getting old, don't bother me. Truth can be a bitter pill, but it'll do you right and set you free the way a lie never will. Like climbing up the steepest hill. But truth can be a bitter pill. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know.
Okay, so I wanted to add a little bit of that Howard Feed and Wax right here just to give it a test spot. As you can see, it's on there and it is looking nice and shiny. Once you let it sit for a little bit, you go in there and you buff it. This is, got some beeswax and things like that in it, and it leaves a beautiful shine. It also leaves your wood nice and conditioned. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean that pledge off of the table first. I'm using my Methods Daily Wood Cleaner. Again, this is a cleaner. I've said this before. This is a cleaner. It is not a shiner. Okay, it's just going to clean and, remove any debris. Okay, so I'm going to put my little straps in my shirt and I'm going to tie back my hair. And you just put a big dollop and you rub it with the grain of the wood. Okay, and then you're going to allow it to sit and it's going to drink up the oil that's in here. That's the feed part of it. It's going to drink that up. Anything that's left on the top needs to be buffed off. This is not a hard process. It's not, the buffing that you would imagine that I'm saying. It's not that. Just take a dry microfiber cloth and wipe off the excess oil. If it continues to, bring oil to the top, just wipe it off again until finally you no longer have that oil. So I've given it about 30 minutes to soak in. Then what you're going to do is go ahead and get a nice clean cloth and you're going to buff all this in, and whatever's left will be buffed off, and you're going to be left with a nice beautiful shine. Not oily like this. This is oily, okay? It's not going to be oily, but it is going to be shiny and restore it. This is dry. This dry. This is going to be nice and restored. Once we see that, we'll go back and we'll do this one.
You know that I lie when I say that I'm fine, 'cause you know me like that. You know me better than anyone I know. Yeah, you know I need space, a little time for myself when I'm stressed and upset. You know me better than anyone I know. Darling, we have been to hell and back. That's how I know this is forever. All these years, every single tear, all the regrets and promises. All the cups, breakups, bumps in the road we've been into.
Okay, so what do you think? Look at that beautiful shine. Now this is going to continue to soak in, but when I put my hand on here, it is not oily, okay? This also has a wax in it, a beeswax, that is going to harden and help to protect the top of your table. I wish I would have done this so much sooner. I can't believe that I did not try this. I was actually even thinking about maybe having to get a new table because I just wasn't liking how this was looking. And I don't like the look of a tablecloth. So, okay, so let's go ahead and do this section.
Not fine, 'cause I know you like that. I know you better than anyone.
Okay, so I'm going to let this set for about another 30 minutes, maybe have me some lunch. Then we're going to go ahead and buff it out. And here in a minute, I'm going to show you some really cute placemats that I got to go at this table. Typically, I use a runner. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get placemats this time and use those instead. So I got some really cute ones that I'm excited to show you. I got them from Target.
All the cups, breakups, bumps in the road. We bend until we break. We keep crashing down, but baby, we got up. Yeah, we've got us now. After all these years, you're resting mine. It's you and It's you and It's you and
Okay, so now it's time to do just a little bit of decorating in here. I wanted to add something warm over in this section. In my living room, I've changed some things around because I wanted to add some warmth in there. That's the reason why I got a new rug. I thought a new warmer looking rug that has warmer colors in it would look really nice there in the living room. So I moved the brown one in here, you know, which looks perfectly great in this section, but I wanted to add a little bit of warmth, and I thought these placemats were perfect. They're not too springy. I can use them, you know, through the fall if I want to. And they would be perfect, right? For summer, or spring, summer, and then up to fall, even through fall until it gets to Christmas. I think these would be perfect here. So, and eventually I'm going to take that window, the big window that's above the buffet, and I think I'm going to add some hanging plants in there. It's a perfect window for plants. I love plants. I would like to think that I'm a good plant mom, but honestly, I'm not the best plant mom. I do the best that I can. So I think that counts for something. But I would like to see some extra plants over in that area, some hanging plants, and just bring more life over there. Yes, I do have some beautiful plants, but I would like some up higher. And I thought maybe hanging some plants would look good. Let me know. What do you think?
Life too short to go through it alone. When I met you, you left an open door. I keep checking in to see if you're still home. Wanna be your light, wanna be your home. Ooh, are you home? Ooh, are you there? No one ever see me the way you do, 'cause I never met anyone like you. Look up, the stars align.
Okay, so in last week's video, I got so many questions on the office that I built into my closet. So I'm going to leave this video for you to go see next, and I will see you again in next Thursday's video. Until then, stay blessed, my friends.